Weston suggesting, requesting, investing, zesting, justin, resting. Throw a bomb to Steve Breston, Creston, Questin, and Galveston. No obtesting or guesting. Devin Heston, runbacks you not contesting. Advertisements conquesting, a clest, investing, a glestin. Nectin, biocestin, abiocestin, celestin. Interesting, Kestin, and Destin. Wilson and Senna, that's Preston, attesting, Eston, testing, vestin. Chestin, digesting, renestin. I'm not ready for progestin or nestin. No congestin, infestin. Never molesting or incestin. Yestin, festin, lestin, cestin, bestin. No acid indigestin in your intestine. Vibing, scribing, describing, subscribing, prescribing, transcribing, manuscribing, interscribing, tribing, no circumscribing, payola or bribing, chocolate chick a diving, thriving, deriving. When are you arriving? Pudge playing catcher, that's Ivan, contriving, archiving. Try not to be conniving, fiving, jiving, halfback diving, driving. If you're the D-tackle, that O-line, you gotta be riving, sliving, bliving. The chick you're wiving is queen beehiving, cliving, skiving, colliving, motiving, yiving. Making the fresh pizza though, there might be some stiving, but no chiving, galiving, deniving, quinliving, not chiving, siving, living, giving, miving, riving, tiving, viving, piving, ziving. And you went to your tropical vacation with fliving. Brandis, Candace, Gandis, Hernandez, Fernandez, Glandis, Commandus, Randis, Bandis, no propagandist, Handis, a grandis, Dandis, eating Scalandish, Notch Bandish, Knockabandish, bought furniture from Scandis, the food is gourmandist and the dried leaves are jabarandis. Shamm got hezzy in and out, my done it dance on you. Shamm got hezzy in and out, my done it dance on you. Shamm got hezzy in and out, my done it dance on you. The defense is trying to prevent, but the offense is trying to circumvent at the event that they invent. And the coach is bound to vent and fervent. Lots of games are played during the advent, but not at the convent. The stanchion is vent. Our men are quengescent. Shorty changing behind the paravent. But outside, I don't know if they're gonna subvent. The flavent can vent. Do you hear the transaudient? And did you represent the piment? Attend, glent, blend, polyvalent. Stay away from the febrificient. Even if someone is trying to cajole a man. Tori or then, you'd or then, youdic or then. I never been the bement, but been the Kent. Be a gent if someone's trying to zen. Adamant, the mountain you have to ascend. No need to referent. The angle is explement, constringent, cessament. No puzzlement over the dazzlement. That's sensificient. You slang words then cipherment. The company that's Willamette talks dactyloquent. The bright spots advertent. The nerve is absent. You can clean with abluent. The enemies will suffer from ensorcement. And that will be the Benjamin. It'll happen, you don't gotta exigent, ferment and ferment. The protective layer is integument. The sewers are effluent, but the bodiment had a great presentiment. The experiences are redolent, but keep going, don't be dissonant. While the gerent is eating lament. Nusagent, Reverend, Ament, and Gwent, and Lorient. Shamm got hezzy in and out, my done it dance on you. Shamm got hezzy in and out, my done it dance on you. Shamm got hezzy in and out, my done it dance on you. Prolactin, provolactin, actin, reactin, macroprolactin. The metal ions are pseudofactin. I don't need to take the coated Vicryl, that's polyglactin. The seed kernels are zyderactin. The milk contains galactin. The starfish has the pactin. Stay away from the protactin and aerobactin, or you might have to take surfactin. Check the systems that are enterobactin. Fairy enterobactin, macrolactin, quinobactin, pyrobactin, monactin, caltractin, lactin, and tactin. The Cheerios that are made with royal lactin, lower cholesterol with compactin. The hydroxy acid is petrobactin, chrysobactin, neuroactin, preprolactin, cyanobactin. The pituitary hormone is somatolactin, colactin, bacillobactin. The people that I'm contacting, I'm usually not infracting. I'm not coacting or enacting. John Madden, tough acting, tenactin. No swears on this, so you don't have to do redacting or retracting. What are you tacting or exacting of these words that you're abstracting? I hope it's your brain that it's attracting and impacting. What's that mysterious smell that you're thinking about olfacting? The digestive tract and discompacting, adding and subtracting, subacting, fracting, no distracting. And you went to the Smithsonian, Periconian, Harmonian, Angolian, Mongolian, Zenonian, Byronian, Maxonian, Sononian. And you read the newspaper that's Exonian, Laconian, Polonian. The Septennial Prize is called the Actonian. You from Southampton, you a Setonian. Do you know about the Constitution? That's Salonian. The West Wind is mild, that's Favonian. All those galleries in photography are Niconian. The military recruit is Bazonian, German Saxonian. In Brooklyn they play Utah, you don't gotta be a Utonian. Tononian, Catonian, are you Japanese or Japonian? Sidonian, Lizonian, Neronian, Moxonian, Didonian, Aeonian, Thionian, Oxonian, Lutonian, Junonian, Ultonian. The stairs are Jamonian. The Phenonian was around after the Teutonian. The echo sounded Iconian, Leonian, Usonian, Cronian, British Bionian, Panama Canal Zonian, islands that are Ionian. I never went to the college that's Etonian, Savonian, like the Pavonian, Javonian, Baconian. The gas that is pungent is ammonian. The mythology is Magonian, Javonian, Creonian, Orsonian, Ortonian, Aaronian, Simonian, Atonian. The soils might be Aftonian, and the writings are Turonian.
Do you think your Wu-Tang sword can defeat me?
Appalus, Chapolis, Napolis, Minneapolis, Indianapolis, Dodecapolis, Canopolis, Annapolis, Decapolis, Pentapolis, and you playing that game Megapolis, and watching a bird fly by, that's a Tepaculus, Gaffelus, Travelus, Aculus, Daggerus, Exacerbus, Wasibus, Agnatical, Erratical, may or may not be the patical. The tokens for the train can be numismatical and emblematical. Harlem Uptown is diplomatical and aerostatical. Have a great time, it will be tyrannical. Think about it, it could be somatical. You don't want to be idiomatical. Where's your emotion? What are you, phlegmatical? I don't know what's better, that or being operatical. I talk about a lot of stuff, I'm not necessarily thematical. Sometimes I attract a crowd that can get pragmatical and ochlocratical. The linguistics are pragmatical and lematical. Acting shadowy is unradical. I'm looking for broads, it's fanatical, but gotta make sure they don't act lunatical. The movements are kinematical. The fish market is zygostatical. The films are cinematical, like Biodome when Bud was talking about the pain that's sciatical. The weather's climatical. It's alright as long as the air is not miasmatical. The diagram is schematical. The examples are paradigmatical. The athletes are pancratical. The tour is Adriatical, geomatical, ecstatical. I'm not doing nothing leveratical, prelatical, schismatical, magistratical. Don't be stigmatical. The essence is aromatical, primatical, acromatical. I might have to carry the blamey though if people are gonna be piratical, nomadical, apostatical, make things separatical. The prophecy is vatical, hieratical, gerontocratical, synatical. The theory is autocratical. The mental image is phantasmatical, chasmatical. The liquids make it so your muscles are not spasmatical. Attendin, not pretending, wending, spending, depending. It's not good to be shending. The defenders tried contending, but wound up goaltending. Don't let people be condescending or try to make you feel vilipending. You gotta be fending and defending, slending, intending, extending, blending, comprehending, expending, commending, amending, recommending. Vending, pending, rending, abandon, extending, ascending, descending. You're not hurting your tendon, sending Brendan, Hendon, referending, trending, gending, yending. Quarterback sneaking, peeking, freaking, geeking, tweaking. Never weaking, leaking, Memphis bleaking, neeking, keeking, teeking, zeeking. In the falls that are beacon, speaking to a Puerto Rican. Fleeking, wide receiver streaking. Don't stand too close if you're gleeking, sleeking, seeking, steeking. Impressive, compressive. Sometimes you gotta be successive to be successive. Then the females are caressive and want you to be aggressive. And they'll be concessive, progressive, processive, congressive. Keep getting the money and stay inoppressive. The ball will stay bouncing even though it's a little decompressive. Just because you're aggressive doesn't mean you have to be pressive and aggressive. The hybridization is introgressive. The strike slip is transgressive. That person seems to be fronting and is full aggressive. The airstream is egressive. Let the female MCs eat too. You don't gotta be progressive or incessive. Possessive, subessive, antessive, anessive, adessive, essive, obessive. No genes that are there oppressive, fessive, nessive, bessive. I don't know if you're redressive or just inexpressive, but you don't have to be digressive, predecessive, or superessive. Seldom, Belgium, welcome, no beldom, atheldom, noveldom, rebeldom, hoteldom, scoundreldom, squirreldom. Had them more confused than bebeldom, deldom, geldom, reldom, veldom, Yankee jersey, modeldom. Chuck the Canorous chorus, chuck the Canorous chorus, chuck the Canorous chorus, chuck the Canorous chorus. Microspores, fructivorous, the pollen grains, endosporous. She's eating a fruit basket that's bananivorous and frugivorous. Nice with words, verbivorous. The lantern light is pyrophorus, macroporous, lignivorous, exosporous, fusivorous. Your closest farm is locavoris, eosphorus. The bolt has a polaris, polyplacophorus. If it grew at night, it's noctiflorus. The walrus can be thylasochorus, carnivorous, orivorous. That adjacent sprout is biflorus. The birds are eating the seeds, that's endozuchorus. The magician is mastigophorus. The chemical formula is chloris floris, piscivorous, arthosporus, bacillophorus, calycyflorus, eucharivorous. Look at the thesaurus, fulgorus, granivorous. Get the sap from the tree, it's gumnivorous. The fish is eating mosquitoes because it's larvivorous. Carrying a sheep is cryophorus. A lot of people are faunivorous, microbivorous, multiamorous, nectarivorous. She got kids, she's not nulliporous. Liquorus valoris, the birds are eating the wasp, that's apivorous. If you eat eggs, that's ovivorous. I changed the pronunciation on some words, don't think I'm stuporous. The porous spores, biforous and porous. It's not winter no more, the saplings are phylophorous. If you're on a trip, the food is distivorous. Decasporus, vermivorous, actinophorus, tetrasporus, limivorous. The design is fulgorous. If you're only eating bread, that's panivorous. The pigeons are eating nuts, that's nucivorous. Isosporus, aphidivorous, sepivorous, pupivorous, albiflorus, cuprophosphorus. Fialosporus, odontophorus, nematophorus, stercorus, acrosporus, bentivorous, algivorous, zooplanktivorous, phalovorous, omnivorous, phytovorous, electrophorus, mesoporous, fervorous, euphorus, galactophorus. The brush is a catophorus, stenophorus, acrosporus, calcivorous. Ranivorous, planktivorous, baxivorous, nemoris, octosporus. If something's eating spiders, it's arachnivorous. Arthosporus, ossivorous. If you eat horse flesh, that's equivorous. Mellivorous, liguliflorous, vegetavorous, fervorous. You don't want to be didacorus, clamoris, detrivorous, soporus, disporus. Check the Canorous chorus, check the Canorous chorus, check the Canorous chorus, check the Canorous chorus. the trinity in the vicinity. Do you know the ocean's salinity? The company that created PayPal is called Confinity. Do you see the Indivinity? Check the confident sanguinity. What's the pool's chlorinity and baroclinity? The sugar is saccharinity. In a virtual reality like transfinity. Run the ball hard, no supinity. Throw a stiff arm or juke if you feel any kind of vicinity. Divinity, identity, no asininity. You don't want to be in ignominy. I try to move fierce with leoninity. Measure the alkalinity, femininity or virginity. She still likes the crystallinity. No randomity when they talk latinity, but it's indefinity. The cat's felinity is the complete opposite of the cattle's bovinity, and the horse's equinity. Padivinity, aquilinity, finity, entity, xfinity. The coastline's water has paleo salinity. Just so you know when there's no peregrinity or saturninity. Elsie knew about the clandestinity, anonymity, lamininity, sinity, genity, pinity, dinity, rinity, vinity. And you bag broad in the infinity with the fluidity, left it feeling viscidity. Now text up the veridity, that's a hybridity with the fluidity. When you hear me, just remember the lucidity. All the songs that are calidity. Some of these others are dry like a desert with aridity, or a stomach with inacidity. Drink more fluids that are limpidity, so you don't feel algidity. The water is brown and looks turbidity. It should be taken care of with acidity instead of torpidity. Understand the solidity, no vapidity. The rancidity is from the rotten vegetables' putridity. Don't eat it, it might make you look pallidity and seem acridity, which could be pavidity and aridity. Medidity don't mix with gelidity. Try to go somewhere with tepidity. Relax and make it humidity and feel fervivity and candidity. But you probably can't plant if the climate is semi-aridity or torridity. Try not to act stalinity or be cupidity. The mucidity can be fertility. The panther's tongue is aspidity and its acting avidity.
Just five. Just five.
She's paddling in the water naked, it's called canooding, denuding. There's a lot of privacy, so no need for precluding, discluding, or excluding. No attituding when it's a hole that you're obstruding. Concluding, secluding, we going forward, no retruding. Personalities exuding, hopefully no feuding or obluding. That leads to colluding, alluding, and deluding. Nothing's occluding the preluding. I don't want to be intruding or obtruding. I'd rather have sexy black girls have me extruding. Sometimes sweat can be transuding from subtruding. Including. You mention a person briefly, it's alluding. You keep grounding out to second and short, cause your swing's detruding. Adjust it and start hitting it in the gap and you won't be recluding. The paper is transcluding. The music is post-looting or interluding. I hope my rhymes are protruding, but in sports the defenders I'm eluding. The composite material is protruding. Duding, looting, nuding, rooting, tooting, suiting. Artistical, statistical, but try not to be too egoistical or egotistical. It might lead to things getting fistical and twistical, even if the argument is heuristical and sophistical. Play football and baseball, that's dualistical. Look at Dion and Bo, it can be realistical. Organisms are categorized, it's cladistical. There is favoritism, that is nepotistical. You don't gotta always sugarcoat things and be euphemistical. I only have so many companions, I'm not outrageously socialistical. With the favorable view is optimistical. People go to Foxwoods, it gets mystical. Try to be logistical with the intrinsical, chemistical. To be synergistical, I want the beats to be alchemistical, not solicistical. The athletic contests are agonistical. You might need to have a ballistical characteristical that may be atavistical and scientistical. The similes are euphoristical, anomalistical. The method is mechanistical. Good things are gonna happen, you don't gotta be pessimistical. The lines are aphoristical, but coloristical. The lifetime achievements are eulogistical. The affinities are linguistical. The adherents are Calvinistical, pluralistical, baptistical, deistical, liturgistical, montanistical, papistical, methodistical, Hellenistical, Kabbalistical, domistical, istical, probabilistical. Whether it's anarchistical or deistical, nothing exorcistical. Do you think the correctness should be puristical or zionistical? Hopefully not in a manner that's sionistic. satirical, spherical, adherical, geospherical, semispherical, hemispherical, atmospherical. The dome is toruspherical, almost circular, perispherical, mesmerical, testerical. It's possible to make it rap, and it's not just a dream that's chimerical. Esoterical, anumerical, aspherical, clerical, etherical. You could be well off, you could be rhinocerical, but you might have to go through grounds that are quagmirical. Exoterical, materical. I saw someone with yellow eyes that's ecterical. The nerve is peripheral. To find the epinesterical, spagirical, empirical, triaterical, spherical, sterical, virical, satin, metastatin, chatting to a Latin in Manhattan. Gloves and a forearm band on when I'm batting. I don't need to take a torvastatin, appropriatin, photogelatin. The platinum complexes are loboplatin. The bark off that tree has prostratin. The lactones are bryostatin. The FST gene is follistatin. Your arteries won't harden if you take fluvastatin. There's fungi with eniatin. You can inhibit new blood vessels with angiostatin. The stomach produces obistatin. You can get muscle cell growth with myostatin. The brown crust on the mac and cheese is called gratin. The grape juice tastes good and it has polydatin, associatin. The molds are clavatin, but why'd you measure them in deciatin? The acrobatin, acalatin. The pea plant has pisatin. I'm not taking that steroid dimercephalostatin. You can reduce the risk of a stroke with lovastatin and rosuvastatin. The molecule inhibitor is blebistatin. I'm not eating a pericarp, but it has granatin. Shorty's ass I'm trying to fatten. The enzyme is auristatin. The South African bush is combretistatin. Can you hydrolyze the divastatin? The cardenolide glycoside is diginatin. I don't need to take that laxative solisatin. The couplings are aflistatin. The alkaloid is kerazostatin. The peptide is lariatin synstatin. The insects might have alitostatin. And watch out for that viper, it has bitastatin, obtustatin. The elongata is miringatin, matin, thormatin, hematin, zamyatin, chromatin, aloxastatin, silostatin, flagellatin, portalatin, stomatin, verstatin, zeamatin, agilastatin. Don't flatten the small running back that's scatting. It's a trick play through the board of David Patton. I never ate that sour bratin, no tatin, iproplatin. Listening to woo from statin, glenvastatin, trophochromatin. I took a couple black Barbies to Arby's. I took a couple black Barbies to Arby's. I took a couple black Barbies to Arby's. Astoria, Historia, Categoria. Make sure there's no Alectoria at the auditoria. The glass is Triforia. They're making all the sneakers in the Fiatoria, Anaphoria, Tectoria. If your pupils are unequal, you might have anoscoria or dysphoria. What do you call it, a sauna or sudatoria? The uncensored news is Isagoria. What do they like, the Astros and Rangers in Brazoria? Brazilian broad Victoria from Vitoria. If there's more water than land, that's stenocoria. Weakness in the oblique muscles might lead to cyclophoria. Who's writing in the scriptoria, perisporia? Don't worry, your eyes are good, you don't have polychoria. Playing that game Loria, Middle Earth Moria. Machinery, lubrication, Noria. Make sure that's a coconut and not a poria. Excessive eating is called a choria. I never been to Peoria or the Europhoria. The flower looks different because it's a Peloria. Did you see the new gymnatoria? Exosporia, fornicatoria. At the Desmophoria, Coria, Signoria, Tritoria, Lavatoria, Sanatoria, Natatoria. Was the movie at the Borea or the Phantasmagoria? Expression of doubt is called aporia. The capital of South Africa is Pretoria. No more Retoria at the Inductoria. I don't know if this person's confused or if they have exophoria or heterophoria. But watch out for the endosporia, oppressoria. There's this place in Kansas called Emporia. No fumatoria, coria, ostensoria, valoria, homophoria, cyboria, autophoria. How do you get smart socks that are sensoria? Aspersoria, ostentoria, coria, doria. I took a couple black Barbies to Arby's. I took a couple black Barbies to Arby's. I took a couple black Barbies to Arby's. As you computed, nothing diluted or convoluted. CDs still being distributed. Thank you if you contributed. It might be straight to the point, it might be circumlocuted. Prove everybody wrong and they will feel confuted and refuted. If you got a strip or an interception, then you attributed. A good reputation is reputed. The Sam Blitz is properly executed. Nothing hemo diluted. It's not being imputed to be substituted. The style of speech is elocuted. As it's debuted, the stream tuted. The Alpine Ibex is cornuted. It's not involuted or instituted. Everywhere people trying to get this cash, nobody wants to be destituted. Females even get prostituted. Some get restituted and retributed. I never parachuted, but I seen many creatures as I commuted. The accent is acuted, not muted. The analysis that you subputed. The gold glover and silver slugger we tributed and saluted. It was a trophy that they adjuted. The ionic column is valuted, nothing looted or disputed. That can make things involuted. No PEDs in the league that's allocuted. The margins are revoluted. That machine is for acids that are being electro-eluded. You're not permuted to get brooded or persecuted. The person that telecommuted was deputed. And football stay padded up to protect from injuries that are commuted. If there's severe storms, there's delays, nobody wants to get electrocuted. The interest is imputed, resoluted. The pine trees exuded. Don't leave nothing polluted that needs to be depolluted and looted and cuted and brooded, eluded, manuded. The morph is a dubitabilis, phyllis, chillis, pillis, gillis, grillis, scungillis, nargillis, antillis, vacillus, piccalillis, halillis, calillis, ishmaelis, quintillis, quillis, calillis, Surillis, don't eat the jalapa mirabilis, tillis, rillis, sillis, white running back Peyton Hillis, Solillis, lillis, volubilis, villis, flip it to McGahee, that's Willis. Stovio, ovio, bovio, jovial, ambrosio, vovio, microbial, synovial, cryovial, novio, jovial, microbial, hygrobial, amicrobial, rhizobial, rhizopodial, macrobial, zobio, ozio, stosio, axopodio, cladodio, episodial. I hope these rhymes work out. I don't want to be doing stuff that's custodial. The limbs are propodial and epipodial. Methyl and oxopropane can make iridodial. The spheroid joint is anarthrodial. The water pepper is polygodial. The retraction is palinodial, anthocodial. The strong branch is monopodial, and the thin one is sympodial. The patterns of the rhythm and sound are prosodial. The upper surface of the foot is acropodial. Carpus tarsus basipodial, stylopodial. Is the joint synarthrodial, arthrodial, diarthrodial, amphiarthrodial. The acacia is phylodial. The symbionts are cephalodial. The bones are mesopodial, metapodial. The sea slugs are parapodial. The ownership is allodial. No enterodial, threnodial, zwagopodial, internodial, zodio, invadopodial, autopodial, nodopodial, reticulopodial, phylopodial. The cytoplasm nuclei is plasmodial. Ethereal material, the coefficiency is biserial. The district is floterial. Does the acroterial meet your criteria? The rows are quadriserial. If you're running the show, that's administerial. But some people need help, that's partnerial. Make sure the toxin is not diphtherial or listerial. The skateboarder did a trick, that's caballerial. The primarial, metatherial, end arterial. Make sure the organic substances are not myxobacterial. Viserial, triserial, soterial, aetherial, ferial, ventricular, arterial, baristerial, registerial. Is it a broadcaster or is it ministerial? Imperial, manerial, still remain mysterial, nothing near serial. In the eparterial, female bugs have a glandular collaterial, sorcerial, astromaterial, primarial. The sections are quinquiserial, rectiserial, prototherial, periarterial, commaterial. The lines are curvicerial, good flexibility, vertebraarterial, vertebraarterial. Vivial, convivial, civial, swivial, bivial, cadivial, quadrivial. The salts are lixivial, don't be oblivial. Will you remember this in your fastigial, remigial, ephigial, paradisial, tibial, stibial, amphibial, nothing iliotibial, ilio, familial, cilio, gilio, gilio. She don't got no candida, nothing monilial. And the cuticles are good, no uridinial at the pollininal, pollineal, condominial, virginial, simial, matrixial, affixial, acidial. The agaricus is
basidial. The helicoglow ear is probasidial and hypobasidial. The parasitoid is scolopedial. The angle of the iris is iridial. Make sure the soil is not clostridial. The haploid is antheridial. The pigment cells are amatidial. Are you eating clams that were glochidial? The protozoan was critidial. Check your pet to see that they're not coccidial. The convex is chalidial, the scepter is phragmobasidial, plastidial, plasmidial, nephridial, sporidial, epitrichial, microtrichial, acrotrichial. Make sure that there's no ticks, you don't want nothing that's ehrlichial. If you don't sleep for an entire day, that's noctidial. Aconidial, conidial, blastoconidial, gonidial, metanephridial, monoconidial, oidial, peridial, panidial, planidial, presidial, pagidial, phosmidial, metabasidial, probosidial, pycnidial, iridial, and the feather is richidial. Don't dunk on the metal net, you don't want your hand to be cicatricial. It's maleficial. I'll take the 3 at the buzzer though, I hope it's epinitial. Beneficial, not beneficial. The initial, official, surficial, vorticial, simplicial, solstitial, matricial, altricial, artificial, indicial, not duplicial, orificial, nutritial, superstitial, adventitial, gentilicial, co-initial. If it's a private friendship, it's amicitial. So there's not a public exitial. Nobody wants to be treated like recommenditial, factitial, commercial, capitalical, primitial. The Hall of Famers are tribunitial. Your date of birth is not illicitual. Sparkle, charcoal, arkle, around the harvest you might have to sarkle. Sparkle, charcoal, arkle, around the harvest you might have to sarkle. Sparkle, charcoal, arkle, around the harvest you might have to sarkle. Solar, pan, solar, shoulder, colar, folar, polar, apolar. That bear's a little different than a grizzly. They call it a pizzly or a growler. Angola, Creola, strong molar, eat the ascola. What protects you from the gastric is the foveolar. Spat rapid, tape the cleats, because who wants ankles that are trimalleolar? The tubulin is centriolar. If you're under the clouds, that's subnuvolar. Periarteriolar, vacuolar, vacuolar, femtomolar. Is it asthma or is it parabronchiolar? Alveolar. The microcirculation is arteriolar. The inflorescence is osteolar. The ligament is interfoveolar. The mitotic figures are tetrapolar. Did you use the axabenzolar on the postpediolar? Don't put it on the sesopediolar. The bony prominence is malleolar. And the spongy bone is modiolar. PNC paranucleolar. The tissue sliding is microvacuolar. The rhymes are palato-alveolar, circumareolar, lobula-alveolar, paramodiolar, apico-alveolar, bracteolar, taneolar, medarteriolar. I'm not a troller, but in Madden I'm nice with the controller. I'm not a frivoler, the enroller is talking to the extoller. Droller, stroller, scroller, roller, choller, gamboler, goaler. Knock down all the pins as a bowler, Corolla, yola, volar. Woller, joler, loler, toller, condola, viola. She's an aspiring porn star, glory holder, consoler. Ursiola, gola, iola. I'm not doing a scholar, dwoller, keola, neola. Sparkle, charcoal, arkle, around the harvest you might have to sarkle. Sparkle, charcoal, arkle, around the harvest you might have to sarkle. Sparkle, charcoal, arkle, around the harvest you might have to sarkle. Artmesian, ecclesian, nasoventromedian, and uranovelocipedian, to the Thamesian, Teresian, the Hawkesian, Rhodesian, Javesian, Sydnesian, Gaspesian, Dundesian. The book was wrote by Janesian, Austronesian, Barthesian, Calabresian. Some of you kids gossip more than Anita Sarkeesian, talking to the Aloredian. The healthcare is Agnesian, but still don't stand on top of the median. The leather's Louisian, Fijian, Batesian, Delesian, Ephesian, Cartesian, Wellesian. The English astronomer Flamsteedian, Encyclopedian, the Central Median, Certesian, Megalesian, Bayesian, Ceresian, Galoegian, Region, Melanesian, Epicedian. Running backs got that backplate, to protect the dorsal median, because the defense is more than intermedian, Jartesian, Artesian. Look at the Peloponnesian, Lamelopedian, Silesian, Borgesian, Moesian, Ochesian, Balanesian, Tedian, Gedian, Pesian, Nesian, Vesian, Dalian, Italia, Amalia, no Ordalia, Pluralia. If you're going swimming in the ocean, don't get stung by the Ropalia or Tarsalia. The festival is Vinalia or Lamaralia. And you listening to that song by Mahalia, Novalia, Rosalia, Italia, Robigalia, Scordalia, Yamalia, Batalia, Cryptolalia, Paralalia at the Tropicalia, no Acromegalia, Visalia, Strong Carpalia, Tibialia, Lacanalia, Visalia, Distalia, Magnalia. The plant is in Aralia, Australia. I spit more than someone with polyscialia, Embolalia, Jahalia, Oligolalia, Italia, Famalia, Gardenalia, Himalia, Lupercalia, Marginalia. Vinyls came back, but a lot of stuff is digitalia, Centralia, Eastphalia, Orientalia, Gastralia, Generalia, Analia, Scalia, Malia, Agitolalia, Mudalia, Vidalia, Tachilalia, Xenolalia, no Palalalia or Modulalia, Stemphalia, Orientalia, Penetralia, Orientalia, no Micronalia, Ambarvalia, Fornicalia, Rhodolalia.